Thanks for pulling up. Just tell everybody who you are and what you do.
Yeah. So I'm Danny. Basically, what I do is online fitness coaching and consulting for online fitness coaches. So any person that wants to monetize their passion for the gym, I can help them monetize that by showing others how to do the same thing as well.
Can you give us an example of like
Yeah, it's
an
it's
instance?
very specific, right? So obviously for coaching, like you've had to be going to the gym for some time, have some basic knowledge about the gym. As long as you can see like visual progress from where you started to where you are now, I mean, you have the ability to coach. The reason why I knew I was ready to start coaching was because I started posting on Instagram stories, just me going to the gym every day, just posting for fun. And I would post before and afters, like literally just for content, just to like kind of show off a little bit. And then I'd have people hitting me up asking me, yo, Danny, like what's your workout routine? Like what is it that you eat, bro? I'm trying to get on a diet. I want to look like you, or I just want to get better. And it kind of just hit me, I'm just like, I can be I can be making money off of this, it's an opportunity. It was just as clear as day. So once I seen that, I was like, okay, I had a plan. I was like, let me save up some money, let me get more jacked. I'm gonna keep going to the gym, I'm gonna go even harder, and then I'm gonna set up my program and everything so that I can sell. So that's exactly what I did, but I knew I needed a mentor. And that's one thing people have to understand. It's like if you don't know anything about something, like for example, me, I've never been a coach before. It's something completely new to me. So I knew that I was humble enough to sacrifice something so that I can learn how to start coaching. So I hired a mentor, and within 2 weeks of me hiring him, I got my first high ticket client.
When someone hires you to be their coach, what are you doing for them? What are you telling them? Like what are they hiring you for?
I'm changing their life through fitness, bro. Well, so as a fitness coach, right? Like you're helping someone get in shape. So it's like, you have to show them what to do, what meals to follow, tracking everything that they do, so workouts, meals, etc. And then obviously the biggest thing is accountability, right? People want to be held accountable. That's why they hire a coach because, when they're doing things on their own, they don't feel as motivated. They don't have anyone that's holding them accountable to do every single thing. So, when you have a coach, you're buying not just the workout plan and the meal plan, but you're buying the experience. That's why it's super important to build a personal brand if you are trying to become an online fitness coach, because anybody can go on YouTube and chat GPT and look up a workout plan. But why do they hire an online coach? Because they're buying you. They're buying your personality. The you that you present yourself in your content, that's what people buy, right? Because you're in their face every single day through the content, motivating them. So the more they see you and the more they feel motivated by you, the more they're gonna want to invest in you. Because looking up a workout plan on YouTube, that's boring. You know what I mean? It's just gonna be like, okay, I'll do it for 1 or 2 days, and then you end up giving up. But when you have somebody that's like constantly there holding you accountable, showing you everything, walking you through it, it's like you'll get way better results, 100%.
Wow. It's like being a famous artist or something. People they look up to you, they want to see you. It's like being an actor or something
Yeah.
cuz
I mean, I think that's why they call it influencer, right? Because if you're posting consistently and people are constantly consuming your content, like you have an influence on them. You know what I mean? Like if you see someone every day on Instagram, on TikTok, and you just love what they do, you love everything about them, like they have an influence on you. Like you ever notice like girls, they always buy like the new Kylie
yeah.
cosmetics, whatever, the new makeup that this girl released. It's because, bro, they have an influence on these people. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right, right.
So once you're posting and you see people are commenting, people are interested, bro, it's super easy to have an influence on them.
Tell me more about the other aspect of your business where other entrepreneurs are hiring you to help with their business. Is that something you do as well?
Yeah.
Okay, so
So somebody,
tell me more
yeah,
about that.
yeah. If somebody wants to scale their online coaching business, then they can come to me because I've seen really good results as an online coach. And one of the biggest goals I've had from the beginning was to number one, leave my 9 to 5. And a goal that I've always had, even with other online businesses, was make my first 10K month. And I achieved both of those things already. So I believe now I have the opportunity to help other people because kind of like the same thing that happened with coaching. Now I have people asking me, yo, Danny, how are you hiring all these clients? right? So it's like, okay, boom, another opportunity, right? Now I can show other people how to get clients as a coach.
Okay, so at first you started off as an online fitness trainer in a sense.
Exactly.
Okay, but now you're realizing there was a light bulb moment, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
Okay,
like another.
a
It's like
second light
a
bulb,
second epiphany. Yeah, yeah,
a
exactly.
second epiphany.
Yeah.
Tell me what that experience is like. Where were you, and like what were your thoughts when that happened? Epiphany. Come on.
Well, I thought like, well, if I can help someone make money, I mean, there's a way bigger opportunity here, right? Because if somebody wants to learn how to make more money, especially if they're already in that business, then they're gonna be willing to pay way more. You know what I mean?
And
So
at
it's
that
like you're
point,
solving a bigger problem.
right,
Yeah,
solving problems is the root of every business.
exactly.
Um, at that point, did you already have your mentor?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah. So
so
he kind of helped me do the same thing,
okay, so
set
walk
up with
walk
that.
me through that timeline real quick. You first were doing organic, just posting your life, right? Up in the gym.
Basically, yeah,
People
yeah.
start hitting you up,
Yeah.
and then you found a mentor.
Yeah.
Tell me how you found a mentor and why you even and what made you
So
start looking for a mentor.
so the same way how I told you like about influence, how people have influences on you, this guy had an influence on me for some time, right? So I was following him for some time. You know, he's living a life, supercars, penthouses, etc. So, you know,
Instagram or TikTok?
Instagram,
Okay.
Instagram. So,
What's his
one day,
name?
his name's Vincent Fisher.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. 22-year-old. He actually just purchased a freaking hypercar, which is insane.
Okay.
And that tells you too, there's like an entry gap and it's like slowly closing, but that's why like
What
if
do you
bro, if
mean?
you're
What do you mean there's an entry gap slowly
so
closing?
like if you notice, bro, there's 17-year-olds, 19-year-olds making six figures a month, retiring their parents, mom, here's 20K, etc.
Yeah, I see it.
And it's just like how much longer until that's just normal?
Right.
You know what I mean? How much longer until you see like a 16-year-old retiring his parents? You get what I'm saying?
Do you
And
think
not
there'll
that
be
it's
too much competition?
exactly.
Okay.
That's what I mean. So it's like right now it's still kind of impressive if if you're buying supercars at a super young age. But right now, if you see a Lambo pass by and it's an old man, like it's like whatever. It's just an old guy. You see a young dude pass by in a Lambo, you're like, what the hell is he doing? You know what I mean?
Yeah, at some
Yeah.
point, I do think the same exact thing. And I was going to talk to you about this. At some point, the barrier to entry is going to become so low.
Exactly.
Anybody could do this, and it's honestly it's already happening. It's been
Yeah.
happening, especially with crypto, um, courses and things like courses are the new
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody's skeptical, but so now you have to stand out even more. You
Exactly.
can't be. You need high quality. You need real value.
Yeah.
You can't be scamming people. You have to actually have results.
Yeah.
Okay, so you hit up the mentor. You hit
Yeah.
him up. So what happened after that?
So yeah, we chopped it up through the DM and basically, he told me, oh, transformation is fire. Like you can definitely do coaching.
What
And
would
I
you
was
say to
like,
him? What was the first message you sent to him?
so it's funny thing, he actually reached out to me.
Oh,
He saw
really?
my content because I was constantly interacting with his content.
Oh, so you were liking,
So
commenting on his
so I,
posts.
yeah, yeah. So I guess eventually like his team caught up to me and they were like, yo, like what's good? So we chopped it up and then that's when I really saw my opportunity. That's when I was like, okay, I can do this.
Oh, so he kind of like cold DM'd you in a sense. Not really. It was a warm.
It
It was a
was
warm
more of a
lead
warm. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because you guys were already interacting. But he reached out
Exactly.
to you as a
Yeah.
potential client for himself
Exactly.
because
Yeah,
you paid him for his services to teach you how to be a coach.
yeah. Exactly.
Did he give you a course or something like that? A digital
It was
course?
it was yeah, yeah. Yeah. It was kind of like I don't really like the word course,
Okay.
but yeah,
I'm
there was
sorry.
video modules included, but it was
Okay.
mostly a mentorship,
Mentorship.
calls, just constant going back and forth, fix this, fix that, you know what I'm saying? So I think that was super valuable and that literally helped me to get my first sale because there was so many skills that I was missing like sales, handling objections, posting on social media, hooks, storytelling, etc. There's just so much that goes into it and all of that I was missing before I even reached out to him before he reached out to me. So to do that was like the best decision I've ever made. Some people go into things blindly and they're like, "Oh, I can do this on my own. I can do this because I know everything." And that's the exact same mentality that will kill you of your dreams, bro. Like 100%. Some people like even if you tell someone, you tell a family member, you tell your parents about a business idea, they're so quick to tell you about every single way that it can go wrong. But it's like, what do they know, right? So what businesses have you
They know
run?
9 to
Well,
5s.
exactly. You know what I mean? That's exactly why I didn't go to college either, because it's just like I can't sit in a classroom knowing that the teacher that is teaching me something hasn't achieved anything, bro. How am I
Mhm.
gonna learn business from a dude who's never owned a business in his life? You get what I'm saying? It
He
doesn't
wouldn't be
click in my
teaching if
head.
that was the case.
Exactly, exactly. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay. So you guys have this discussion. He tells you, "I can see you doing this."
yeah,
Um, you start doing online training for individuals who aren't really business oriented. They just want to fix their
yeah, they want to get
physique.
in shape. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yep.
And then and then tell me about the process of how you started turning this into a B2B business, business to business
Okay.
service.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So basically, right, once I seen my potential with coaching, right? So I signed my first client, high ticket. You know, I put in the group and everybody's like, yo, let's go. Cause we have a community, right? We have a community of people that run their online coaching businesses and we all just motivate each other. We send our wins in the chat. So it's just like super motivate every single day. Everyone's posting, yo, 2K, 3K, 10K,
Really?
100K month. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Super motivating. Best
Hold
community in
on,
the
hold
world.
on.
Yeah.
People are making 2K, 3K, all these numbers
Yeah.
from all over the country, right?
Yeah.
How are
Some
they
people
doing
out of the
this?
country.
How are they doing
Online
this?
fitness coaching.
Online fitness coaching.
Yeah.
So they're posting content
Yeah.
of the lifestyle of being fit, of coaching on individuals and B2B as well. Or
Yeah.
right.
Well, mostly it's online fitness coaching.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah,
gotcha.
yeah.
So
So
you're really going more into the scaling aspect of it.
yeah,
Of going
exactly. I'm doing both.
what's your focus?
I'm doing both. You know, if somebody reaches out to me and they still want fitness advice, they want to get in shape, I will help them 100%. I would love to do it. But right now, if I'm being honest, my main focus is helping other people achieve get into that financial transformation of wanting to become financially successful through online fitness coaching if that's something that they already do. You
Okay.
get what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because it's like if you're in the gym every single day, you already know what it's like to have discipline. That was one of the main things for me. Because when I was younger, bro, I used to be a skinny, lazy kid, bro. Like, didn't want to do nothing, but I knew I wanted to be successful. So obviously things had to change. So as me still being a skinny, lazy kid, I tried things like drop shipping, day trading, wholesaling, real estate, reselling. None of those things worked out for me. And I think it was because I was missing the one key principle to any business, and it's discipline, right? So I thought to myself, maybe I haven't become successful yet because I'm not yet the man that deserves that success. So I thought to myself, the number one place I know that I can go if I show up every single day, I'll get results was the gym. So I started going to the gym, and the gym, obviously, I was going every single day. I learned how to have discipline, you know, showing up on days I didn't want to, no matter what. And I got results, right? So that showed me discipline. So once it came up of the people hitting me up saying, yo, Danny, what's your routine and stuff like that, and I saw the opportunity, I'm like, this is exactly what I was looking for the entire time. All the thousands of dollars I lost, all those hard times, all those failures with other businesses has led to this very moment right here.
Why do you think so many young men struggle with discipline?
I think it's because they don't remember the reason why they're actually in it in the first place, right?
During what?
Their why, you know,
Okay,
why are
their
they
per
doing this? You know, what's the whole point of you wanting to become successful or you wanting to be in shape,
Well, some
right?
people don't even have those thoughts. Some people
Yeah,
what I'm asking,
yeah.
why do people not even get to that point where they can have the desire to have discipline?
That's the thing. It's like you need to have a reason that's greater than yourself, you know. And if you don't, then I don't know what to tell you, brother. Like you gotta want something. You get what I'm saying? Everybody wants something. Everybody wants more in some way. So if you don't have discipline, if you're slacking on things, it's because you don't constantly have your goal in your mind, bro. Like I'm super strict when it comes to my goals. I have penthouses views as my lock screen on my phone. Like I'm constantly dreaming about, you know, me living in penthouses, driving supercars. I'm constantly thinking about it. I'm constantly having conversations about business, how to improve it, how can I be better with my content. If you're not constantly talking about it, thinking about it, dreaming about it, like bro, obviously you're not gonna get there, right? If you have one conversation a week about business, are you going to become successful in your business? No, You know what I'm saying? Because you need to have an actual desire. If you don't have a desire, you're not going to have discipline because you're not working for anything. You get what I'm saying? If there's no drive, I mean, where are you going? You have to have a destination. You just get in a car, oh, I'll see where the road takes me. The road's not going to take you anywhere unless you pick a place to go. You
Yeah,
get what I'm saying?
honestly, I used to not have a plan. I used to have interests. I used to love hanging out with my friends, making music, shooting videos,
Right.
and I used to just tell myself like, I'm gonna be rich. There were ideas, but there was never like a good plan.
Hmm.
I was waiting for something to hit me one day. It eventually did hit me,
Yeah.
but I could see the difference in just like my vision
Hmm.
of just waiting for you just have these thoughts like I'm gonna be rich one day, and then you realize this is what happened. You realize,
Yeah.
holy shit, that's not gonna happen if I don't fucking figure something out, a real plan.
100%. Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, that's the thing, bro. It's like you have to eventually it gets to the point where you just become a man and you realize like it's gonna take a very detailed, very clear plan. Like I know if I want to obtain clients, I need to post a certain amount of times. Okay, now that I'm posting, I need to do a certain amount of outreach, a certain amount of calls that I need to be booked, a certain amount of closes that need to be done in order to make this amount of money. Like everything's in numbers, bro. Like as long as you can measure, okay, how many posts do I need to do? How many outreaches, how many calls do I need to do in order to get a client? Then bro, you're gonna get closer every single time. But it's like if you're not constantly putting in that effort, if you're not constantly planning, thinking ahead, planning out the next 8 moves, you're always gonna be behind. Because like I said, if you're just doing things aimlessly, you have nowhere to go. You're gonna be lost and stuck in the same place. You get what I mean?
of course, numbers help you solve and organize.
Yeah.
Numbers are absolute. Numbers
Right.
are the one of the things that you can really say this is a fact.
Yeah.
This equals this,
Yeah.
right? It's energy. Um,
Yeah. There's this saying that says men lie, women lie, numbers don't. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. Numbers don't lie. Look at the bank account.
Numbers don't lie. Yeah.
All
Exactly.
right. So you're okay, you're in this group, right? You see all these people
Yes, community. Yeah,
doing
yeah.
things
Yeah, yeah.
that you're doing. So obviously, you might not obvious, but you probably have you're having these thoughts where a lot of people are getting into this. That means I need to stand out maybe a little more than is needed or the average person is going to do that
Right.
way.
Mhm.
Because think about it. There's 24 hours in a day. There's a fixed amount of people on earth. Everybody has their interest on their phone.
Exactly.
We only have so many hours in a day to watch the things we like. If
Exactly.
someone loves watching car videos and they love talking to their family on this app and they love dancing videos, how are you going to get into their feed? They're already overloaded on the amount of information they could take in,
Yeah.
right? So I'm assuming you need to stand out.
Yeah, yeah.
How do people stand out in a world on social media that is so cluttered?
Yeah.
Never mind the people who already have millions of followers,
Yeah.
people are watching them all day long, right? You see them. You know the people I'm
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
about.
yeah. I understand where you're going here. You're saying how is it possible to stand out when there's so many distractions, so many different topics on social media?
Mm-hmm.
That's why there's so many different niches. There's people that are interested in a bunch of different things, right?
Right.
So that's why it's important in your content to be very nurturing. Like if you're a for example, if you're someone like me, you need to post about, fitness and business and lifestyle, right? But at the same time, it's like people need to understand that the niche is you, right? That's why, like you said, you have to stand out as much as possible because people attention spans are cooked nowadays, right? People can't even watch a YouTube video or a podcast anymore because they just want to scroll on TikTok, right?
Right.
So yeah, that's why things like hooks and stuff like that are important. But I mean, just building yourself up, doing the right amount of self development as a man, I mean, that's gonna have you stand out in front of other people, right? Like I
Mm-hmm.
said, if you have an influence on someone, like they're interested in you and they're more willing to buy.
It seems like it's comes to the point where like every person who's involved in some type of business or service or being online, like you really gotta become the best version of yourself
Yeah.
to stand out because you're going up against other people who are relentless and are masters of themselves,
Yeah.
right? There's like we said, there's only so much space.
Yeah.
So talk to me about like content. How do you think I'm not gonna phrase it that way. What's the type of content you're looking to get into and you're posting that's gonna help you stand out?
I mean, definitely just, improving the lifestyle as things go on, doing more podcasts, doing more, going out in the city, interviewing people, showing the success of my clients, etc.
Mhm.
That's the type of stuff that I would like to get
I
into.
think that's the biggest thing, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
You
think
need to have the
the
social
more
proof. Yeah.
I think the more you show the success of your product is how you'll stand out the most.
Yeah.
Of course, I definitely do think like the lifestyle and shiny things help. Obviously, we all know that,
Right.
but I don't think anybody can argue with the fact if you have clients, right, and if you have testimonials and reviews and people actually like giving you their word and their truth of what you did to help them. But I
Right.
guess I was asking how do you even get those customers in the first place was what I was asking. So
Yeah.
that leads us to that. But
Okay. Yeah, I mean, just posting, just the fact that I had clients already,
mhm,
paying and me posting my clients, I mean, that I guess that brought some attention. But even just doing little things, like people think that it takes like so much to
right.
to put a nice lifestyle out there, bro. You can put a video out there, you just chopping up a steak, and people are gonna be like, oh, okay, Danny's living the life a little bit.
Yeah, it's a
Like
good point. If you just stay consistent,
as
right?
crazy as it sounds, like people catch on eventually. I had some dude slide up to a video of me slicing a steak, like, yo, Danny, bro, like I'm trying to make money too. Can you put me on? Just showing little things, just daily lifestyle.
Oh, you
You
did
know,
that.
you're
You
on
made a
it.
video of you slicing a steak and someone DM'd you.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah, yeah. 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 I
right.
mean, as funny as it sounds, bro, like it's crazy, bro. If you just show little lifestyle things every day, because people don't realize what's actually luxury. Just going out to dinner, bro, that's a luxury nowadays. Not a
Of
lot of people
course.
can do that. You know what I mean? So, like, just you, going out to eat, going out with your girl, opening the door for her, getting in the car, driving somewhere nice, driving through the city, right? Like, those are all things that are lifestyle. And not that that's the most important thing, because people need to see the come up as well, right? If people can't relate to you from where you first started, if they can't see themselves in you, then it's going to be very hard for them to relate to you, and they're going to think that what you're doing is impossible. But if somebody sees that you're like for example, for me, like I said, I was that lazy kid, skinny, playing Fortnite, 2K, just grinding for hours. Fast forward now, 21-year-old making 10K a month as an online coach. I mean, how the hell does that happen, right? Like I said, I had to learn discipline. I started going to the gym. But right, if I didn't go through that, if I didn't go through those phases of like grinding Fortnite for hours, 2K, wasting time, feeling lazy, feeling like I'm worthless, not having any confidence at all. If I didn't go through that, I mean, what would my story be worth? You get what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of people, there's a lot of grown guys that are still doing those things, playing video games, messing around with girls that are no good for them. And it's just like, dog, you have to understand at some point you got to wake up, become a man, and realize that it's not going to come easy, right? If you're saying you want to start a business, you're saying you want to be successful, but it's not going to come by you putting 1 hour into business and then the rest of your day you're spending watching Netflix with your girl. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So yeah, so that's why like I was telling you earlier, bro, like if you don't go through hardships, if you don't go through trials, if you don't make sacrifices, I mean, you're never going to learn anything, and it's going to be very hard for you to become successful. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like, I believe me losing all that money with drop shipping, with day trading, I believe that like helped me become the person I am today. It helped me become more responsible. It helped me become more disciplined. It helped me not to act with emotion, but to act with, just being smart, using my brain and not my emotions. You get what I'm saying?
What's a good number of clients to have as a online coach?
I mean, there's no limit, bro. Sky's the limit, right? You want 5 clients, 10 clients a month, it's 100% possible.
Let's say someone as an online coach is charging $2,000 a month per client, right?
Yeah.
Let's say you have 5 clients at a time. That's $10,000.
Yeah, exactly.
5 doesn't seem like a lot, like in a
Exactly.
good way.
Exactly. Yeah. No.
Like think
Exactly.
about it.
No, exactly.
There's 350, 400 million people in the United States,
Yeah.
and we only want to get a fitness coach, an online coach only needs 5 people.
5 people to make 10K a month. Exactly, bro. That's why.
That's crazy.
That's why it's like, bro, it's not impossible, dog.
Yeah.
Like I always say, it's easier to sell something more expensive to less people than it is to sell something cheaper to more people.
Right.
Right. When you sell something cheap, something that doesn't have that much value, you're getting people refunding, chargebacks, etc. But bro, if you're genuinely providing a service that changes someone's life, I mean, bro, you can, number one, you can charge a lot. And number two, they're not going to be charging back on you, disputing on you because you're changing their life. You're helping them improve something dramatically. You get what I'm saying?
And once you start delegating, you could have 20 clients a month
Exactly.
at 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 each.
Yeah. That's the thing people
How
need to
fucking
understand.
crazy is that, bro?
That's the thing people need to understand, though. It's like you think you're competing against other coaches, bro. You're competing against teams. You're competing against the traditional education system, right?
Business.
Right? Because people, what does everybody say? Invest in the S&P 500, invest in stocks, invest in crypto, Bitcoin, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like I can put $1,000 into Bitcoin today and get a 10% return in a year, but I can put $1,000 into my skill set, and then in a year I can 1,000x that. Right?
Yeah.
Because if I develop an income skill, if I learn how to make money myself based off of a skill, that's something that can't physically be taken away from me. Right? If you make $1,000 with Bitcoin, someone strips it off of you, it's gone. But if someone takes $1,000 from you off of money you made from a skill, you can make it back tomorrow. Right? If somebody were to strip me off of all of my money today, I know the tools and the things that I need to do to get it back tomorrow. You get what I'm saying? I know I have to post content. I know I have to reach out. I know I have to be nurturing and be motivating and be entertaining, right? So, I mean, how long would it take for me to get back to where I am now?
If you had to cut off your if you had to start over with zero money, how would you make your first $1,000?
If I started with zero, how would I make my first $1,000 again? Well, right, obviously, number one thing is you have to do the self-development. So I would get in the gym. I would work out as much as possible, get in the best shape as I possibly can. Because if you're not in shape, I mean, you don't have discipline. Unless you have discipline in something else. But like I said, gym is the number one place to learn discipline.
Okay.
So that's number one thing I would do. Obviously, number two, get back to posting, putting myself out there, showing my progress. Showing my progress, showing my results, motivating people through my content. Have them start hitting me up again, set up my coaching offer, set up my program, set up payment processors. Bro, I guarantee you,
And
within a month, I could be back in the game.
I was about to ask you, okay, in a month.
Yeah.
A month, okay. People probably ask you that a lot. Like, how do I make $1,000 or how to make $10,000? How long is it going to take? And what do you tell them?
So for new people, right, I'll always tell them, bro, for me, it took 2 weeks. For me, it took 2 weeks. Yeah. I mentioned that earlier. For me, it took 2 weeks to get my first client, bro. From when I started launching my coaching business. Right.
Because you had soft leads.
The thing is, I was already posting fitness content on my stories. I was posting me hitting PRs, etc.
Okay.
So once I launched my coaching offer, people were like, yo, let's do it. You know what I mean?
But that's the funny thing. Anybody could do that with whatever interest they're in.
Exactly. It's like if you have a skill, you can teach someone, you can monetize it.
Anybody's 2 weeks away from gaining profits.
Exactly. Anybody is 2 weeks. It can be a week, bro. We've had guys in the community within the same week of them joining get their first high ticket client, bro.
Wow.
Because it's literally just plug and play. Like if you're already in the gym, you're going every single day, you're in shape. If you're posting about it, that's a huge bonus already. So if you're doing those things already, the moment you set up your systems and you know exactly what to do, bro, dog, you can sign a client within days, bro. It can be within 24 hours if you're really about it like that. You get what I'm saying? Because everything is like calling them to action, right? Okay, guys, if you're ready, DM me this word. Let's get you started. Boom. Now you have a bunch of people hitting you up and you close them, right? John, I literally, people think that it takes so much to make money online. This is my biggest proof, right? I don't even have 1,000 followers. I don't have an IFBB Pro bodybuilding card, and I still hit my first 10K month. Why? Because I'm just consistent. I show up every single day, bro. Like people think that it takes all those things, right? That was one of the that was one of the disbeliefs I had when I first started. Oh, do I need to be a crazy bodybuilder? Do I need to have a crazy physique? Do I need to have certifications? Do I need to have a license? Do I need to have a big following of 1 million followers? No.
It is crazy because like people are making so much money. It's like, how are they doing it? They're just doing
Exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it.
Yeah, so exactly. So that's why I'm saying like people that have those disbeliefs, it's the same disbeliefs I had, do I need to be a crazy bodybuilder? Do I need to have a mass following? Do I need to have
Hmm.
certifications? And it's like, no, right? You just need to have discipline. You need to be in the gym, right? You need to be consistent. And if you're posting about it and you can visually see progress from where you started to where you are now, you have the ability to make money. Bro, I made my first 10K month without even 1,000 followers on Instagram, bro. Tell me how that's possible. People think that's like, oh no, you just make money because you have a bunch of followers, bro. You have more followers than me. You don't understand, bro. There's guys in the community with 400 followers that are making thousands of dollars, bro. Like, there's literally no limit, dog. Like, it's literally all about you, bro. You get what I'm saying? At the end of the day,
It's
it
all
comes
about
down
you.
to
You
your
are the
personal brand.
niche.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly, bro.
Wow. I don't even know where to take it right now.
That's the thing, man. That's the thing. Like, that's the thing. If you never start, bro, like you need to start with what you have, right? If you never start at all, like you're just never gonna move, right? Like I could have still been thinking about it till this day, right? The reason why I have results now
Hmm.
is because I started 6 months ago.
Right.
But if 6 months passed by and all I did was think about it for 6 months, I would have not achieved a single thing, right? So right now, if somebody could start today and months from now, they could be telling the same story I'm telling now. You get what I'm saying? But it all starts with starting today, right? Because you can say I'll start tomorrow, you can say I'll start next week, but then you're not gonna change, bro. In a week, you're gonna be in the same spot because you didn't start today. Today is the result of what you did yesterday. Same thing as tomorrow is the result of what you do today, bro. Right? The reason why I'm able to tell this story now is because I made that decision to go all in 6 months ago. And now I'm able to tell this story. You get what I mean?
I do.
Yeah.
Taking action is everything. Even if it's a
Absolutely.
little bit,
Yeah.
because it
Absolutely.
compounds.
Yeah.
Even if like I'm working on a lot of stuff, and when you're sitting at your laptop, it's a lot of typing I'm doing right now. It's just a lot of figuring out things and I'm setting up a system, basically online
Right.
system. Um, and I'll be there like, oh man, I just don't have the mental capacity to like bust through it all right now.
Yeah.
But I find even if I do like half a page of work, I feel kind of satisfied because I got something done
Exactly.
that day. And then the next day, it's like, I did that yesterday. So now I feel kind of good. It's
Yeah.
like going to the gym.
Exactly, bro. Like you're always like, here's one thing you need to understand. You're never going to regret the work that you put in, but you'll always regret the work that you didn't put in.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Like even in the moment, if you feel lazy, if you feel like you don't want to do it at all, it hurts, it's painful, you don't want to do this anymore, you don't feel the drive anymore. You have to understand that even if you act regardless on that, you're not going to regret it. But if you listen to your emotions and you don't take action, you don't do what you were supposed to do, you're going to regret it later. Right? There's a huge difference.
Okay, so are there any obstacles you have right now in this in making content
I
or?
mean, I mean, yeah, absolutely. Like, it's just a constant battle every single day, right? Sometimes you're like, what do I post about? Like, how do I be more motivating? How do I continue to grow? Right? You're always either growing or dying, bro. You always have to figure out new things, new ways to entertain your followers, new ways to be motivating, new ways to be entertaining. So yeah, of course, bro. Of course, there's gonna be obstacles,
And are
just
you
like in any business.
do
Yeah.
you do you feel you came from like entertaining kind of guy, kind of personality, or that's something you had to like
I
pick
mean,
up, adopt?
I mean, not really. I mean, with my friends, I'm like, I guess you can say I'm like funny or like I'm like a cool, like
But you didn't
outgoing
really grow up
person.
being an online
Yeah, no,
entertainer.
absolutely not. No, I was never like the person to get in front of a camera. Like before, bro, I just wanted to be that dude making money in the shadows, drop shipping, making my own money.
Right.
Nobody really knows about it. But, when I did coaching, I'm like, obviously I have to put myself
Okay,
out
so
there.
talk about that because this is
Right.
a big thing that I think everybody goes through. You didn't want to be in front of the camera. You wanted to be in the shadows. So how did you? Was it a big step for you, or was it easy?
Honestly, I just realized, no matter what you do, whether good or bad, people are going to hate, people are going to speak about you regardless, bro. Like if you're on the come up, if you're on the downfall, either they're gonna say they were right or they're gonna tell you that you had the easy way out or you're just lucky, right? So no matter what you do, people are gonna talk. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna put myself out there. I don't care what anybody thinks. I'm doing it because I know I want to be successful. And I know that in a year from now, if I took no action and I didn't act on what I wanted to do because of what other people think, then I would regret it so much, bro.
Mm.
So yeah.
What social medias are you on?
I'm on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube right now mostly. Yeah.
What's your favorite social media?
Definitely Instagram, bro.
More than TikTok.
Yeah. Instagram is definitely number one. I think Instagram is number one for business. The thing is, I believe every single platform has a different purpose, right? YouTube is more like people are going to sit down, watch you for a minute, connect with you, probably eat while they're watching you. You know what I'm saying? Instagram is more short form, but it's good for business because, it's easy to DM people, connect with people easily, their stories. What is the first thing someone does when they go on Instagram? They're watching stories, bro. They click on the stories and then they go watch reels or something. TikTok, you open up, you're already on the For You page. So it's like people only see you for a few seconds. And if you're really entertaining, then they'll follow you. And then, that's where it goes from there. But yeah, that's why I like Instagram, because if somebody follows you, like they'll constantly see you every day. As long as you're on their stories, as long as you're posting stories every single day and reels, like you're going to be the first person to show up on their phone once they open Instagram. You open YouTube, you have a whole bunch of other competition. You open TikTok, they ain't even gonna see you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like Instagram, bro. Somebody follows you. As long as you're consistently posting content that interests them, bro, they're gonna see you every single day.
How do you feel about live streaming?
Live streaming, something I've never gotten into, to be honest. Definitely something we'll have to test out in the future for sure. But I think it's super big. Like I see streamers becoming very successful.
I think live streaming is like, I think it's really great, and honestly, I think live streaming, if you could do it properly, I think like it can make anybody add so much more to their social media and their presence.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
The thing about live streaming is you need shit to do the whole fucking time you're on the stream.
Yeah. There's
like,
people that
do?
Yeah, there's people that just yap in front of the camera for a few hours, right? Or play a video game, but
I feel like you could live stream. You could.
Yeah.
You literally. This is what you could do. You could set up your day where you have multiple appointments that day. Or let's say it was every day. Let's say someone who's doing in-person coaching, right?
Yeah.
All right. I'm having a session today at 11 a.m. at the football field with Joey. At 1, I'm meeting Alessandra at the gym. And then at this time, I'm meeting this person, this, and that's like 6 hours of content right there.
Right.
And in between that, you have all like, you talk to the camera, you go out to eat, you do all that shit.
Yeah. No, 100%. Yeah, that's good because then you can break it up and then post in short form, long form, etc. Yeah, it's pretty good, bro. Honestly, something I haven't been into deeply, but yeah, definitely something to consider.
If you could give your younger self one piece of advice, what would it be?
Definitely just start, bro. The biggest thing is just taking action. There was so many hours, so many days where I would just spend like watching YouTube videos, doing research, asking questions on Google, like how do I become successful? How do I do this? Bro, you just have to start. You have to start something, bro. Like if I never started that drop shipping business, if I never started trying to learn how to day trade and actually putting in money and losing money, like I would not be anywhere near where I am today. There's some people that do that though. Like there's this thing called mental masturbation. And it's like you see videos on Instagram, TikTok of like self-help or just motivation or just like business ideas, and you save them, but then you don't do anything. Right. You just, hey, I'll save it for later. I'm going to look back. And then you never do because every time you go back, you're just scrolling again.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, if I could tell my younger self, if I can tell my younger self something, it's like, stop researching. Stop trying to figure it out. Just do it, bro. You're going to learn through experience. Right. You're going to learn through failure and hardship. That's the biggest thing ever.
Yeah, dude. Like, that's something that these recent generations, you just don't understand. Back like before the internet, you just did shit because there's nothing else to do.
Right. Exactly.
And now it's like dopamine hit, and then next thing you know, it's like fucking 6 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And like your whole day's gone. and then
Exactly.
you do it again tomorrow, and the next day,
Exactly.
and the
Yeah.
next day, and it
Yeah, bro.
compounds,
It's a
and then you're
dangerous cycle.
depressed. You know what I mean?
But why are they depressed though? It's because they never take action on anything, bro, and they realize like their life is just full of emptiness.
Mhm.
It's because if you see other people constantly taking action, you see the result, right? Like people see my results, people see me living a life, you know, making this money, whatever, but they don't see all of that what I just explained, bro. They don't
Mhm.
see all the times where I was losing money, where I was devastated in my room, door closed, nobody talked to me. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like they don't see that, right? And that's what it takes in order to become successful, right? You have to go through those hard times, 100%.
Talk to me about coming from a small city and then going to a bigger city like the one you recently went to.
Yeah, like Miami, right? You say? Yeah, yeah, no, definitely a big difference. Bro, I think the number one thing you can do is get around people who are successful, right? That's exactly why I went to Miami. That's why I love Miami because over there you're just meeting up with a bunch of other young people who are entrepreneurs, who are successful, who have a drive, right? You're in somewhere like like Worcester, Massachusetts, and you meet guys and they're like, "Yeah, bro, we're going to this party this weekend. You know, we're gonna meet at the pub. You down to go?" And I'm just like, "No, bro."
Mhm.
So I think the number one thing you can do, especially as a young person who's trying to get around, who's trying to become successful, is get around those people. Move to that city, bro. Like for me, bro, I already know I'm gonna be moving to Miami very, very soon because I need to get around that, just around that mindset, bro. If you're in Miami, you can take a walk at 4 o'clock in the morning. You're gonna see all the lights in the building still on, bro. There's people just nonstop grinding. Like people just don't sleep. You get what I'm saying? Because there's people that really want it. There's people that really want to be successful, right? You go to Worcester, bro. Bro, the other day, I went out at night. I forgot for what. It was like 11 p.m. on like a Tuesday or something.
Mhm.
Bro, there's no cars. All the lights
I
are
know.
off. Everyone's sleeping. You
Isn't
know,
it
I have to
weird
go to
when you
work.
drive around, you're like, you ever drive around at late like that, like you just said, and then you sit there and you wonder, it's like, what the fuck are people doing with their lives?
Exactly. No, exactly. Like you're in my bro, I was in Miami. I would be out at like 2 in the morning. Not partying or anything, but just
Just
having
being
fun,
outside.
just exploring the city. And
Yeah.
bro, there's still so many cars driving around. There's people meeting up, talking, all the building lights are on. Like just people just never sleep, bro. They're just constantly on the grind, constantly taking action. And I think that's why they get the results that
Mm.
they deserve. You get what I mean?
Talk to me about why an abundance is important to you.
What do you mean by that?
Well, like a sum, like you're striving for a financial goal. Why
Uh-huh.
is having an abundance of money important to you,
Definitely
or
because
an
it,
abundance of
yeah,
things?
yeah, yeah. Definitely because I mean, people think it's all about money. It's really not all about money, but money can buy you a lot of freedom, right? If you're at a 9 to 5 job, right, you're kind of stuck there, right? You have to show up at that place at a certain time every single day. You're only allowed this much vacation. You get the same pay, excuse me, whether you work harder or you work less, right? So I always saw that and I'm like, what the hell? I don't want to make the same amount if I work harder. If I work harder, I want more money, right? So then it just hit me, you know what I mean? It's just like I don't want to work a 9 to 5 the rest of my life. So once you realize that, you're like, no, I want freedom. I want to, there's so many places in the world I want to go. You know, there's things I want to do. There's people I want to meet. I'm not going to achieve that by working at a 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying? So another thing as well, right? People will tell you as an entrepreneur that you're obsessed with money, right? Like people will tell me like, no, like you're
Mm.
like you just love money, like you just want to make money, like you're all about
Like
money.
you're a bad guy.
And it's like I'm all about money, but you're showing up to your job every single day. When the alarm clock goes off, you get up right away. Why? Because you need the money, right? I would argue that a person who shows up to their job every single day is more in love with money than anybody else, right? The reason why I want to have so much money is because I don't want that to be a problem. I don't want to stress about money. I want money to be like whatever. Like, okay, $100, $200, $1,000. Okay, here, take it. You get what I mean? But some people like you say numbers and they're like, I don't know, man. That's 2 hours of my life. You know what I'm saying? It's measured differently, right? You're an entrepreneur. It's like, okay, that was just the income for the day, whatever. You put a price on somebody that works a job. It's like, okay, dinner was $200. Yo, that's like 16 hours of my life, bro. just gone on dinner,
Mm-hmm.
right? But you don't understand. There's people out there that have thousands of dollars just for dinner. Like there's so many levels. You get what I'm saying? And it's just like that's mainly the thing that I want is freedom of location, time, just being able to do whatever, and obviously to be able to help. Right? I want to give back to my parents for everything they've done for me. You know, my girl, I want to give back to her. I want her to be taken care of. You know, she don't have to worry about nothing. I want people around me to enjoy the fruits of my labor as well. So it's like, why would I not want that? You get what I'm saying? If you have a 9 to 5, you only have enough. You only have so much for yourself, right? So it's gonna be hard to help other people, right?
Of course, you can only do so much. When you think about it, you know what I was thinking the other day? This whole world, we're all paying for other people's passive income.
Exactly. You're
How
ma- you're
crazy is
you're
that?
you're you're making somebody else rich, bro, with your time and your energy, your labor, bro. Like even I see people, bro. Sometimes I see fitness influencers like they're grinding so hard just to get a 15% cut off of a clothing brand for
Yeah,
fitness, bro.
yeah, it's
And it's
crazy.
like, dog, you are not gonna get rich that way. That's not like if you're putting all these hours into content, going to the gym, etc., and you're working just to get a 15% cut from a t-shirt, like you ain't gonna make money that way. You know what I'm saying?
So
That's
talk
why I
to me
think
about
coaching is
that
the biggest
a little
thing.
bit about ownership and partnering and splitting a part of your
I mean,
business with somebody else.
obviously it's good for the clothing brand, the business, right? Because if they have influencers, a bunch of affiliates running around
Well,
posting
would
content.
it be important to you to hold 100% ownership of your company, or would you ever consider um, giving out part of the ownership if it made sense?
I mean, it depends whatever the person that I'm splitting it with, what part they take in the company, right? I mean, that's something like in the future, right? If I have an exit, right, then we'll talk about ways that we can split things up.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, in the meantime, now, bro, it's mainly just about building it, making it as big as possible,
You got to
as
get to that
successful
point
as
first.
exactly, bro. That's the thing, bro. You have to like it's steps, right? Like for example, like people try to be successful in crypto, but it's like you have to understand if you want to be successful in crypto, you have to be successful outside of crypto, right? You don't just throw thousands of dollars in and you don't even have those thousands of dollars. Like some people are taking out loans to throw money into crypto, and it's
Mm-hmm.
like you don't know nothing about it,
Yeah.
bro. Right? Like if you have an extra $10,000 sitting around, like okay, yeah, you can mess around with crypto. But bro, if you only have like 2,000 in your savings account and you want to throw it all into crypto, it's like, and you don't really know what you're doing, it's a little different, bro. Because now you're fearful, right? Because somebody just has an extra 10K, whatever, it's they don't care, right? So it doesn't matter what happens. But somebody who's like really there emotionally, like damn, like this has to go up. I hope this goes up. Things move differently, bro. It's almost like a gamble.
Yeah, like you were talking about that you had to risk you had to risk it all.
Yeah,
That mindset is different.
yeah, no, it's very different, bro. Like taking a risk on yourself is different. Taking a risk on something out of your control, that's very different, bro.
We're gonna start wrapping things up soon, but
Yeah.
I want to ask you a couple more things. All right, give me a second. Slipped my mind, but
Nah, you're good.
um, what's yeah, we'll wrap it up. There's a couple more things. What's one thing about success you may nobody really warned you about?
I mean, definitely, like I was saying, all the failures you're gonna go through, right? No, nobody tells you like how much you're actually going to fail, right? It just comes, right? Because you learn as you go. Like I said, experience is the best teacher. So one thing that's gonna hit you like a rock is all those failures you hit, all the times where you're like, what do you mean this didn't work? So that's definitely something to not to look out for, but just to be aware that it's going to happen. Like you're going to fail. Like you're not gonna be a one hit wonder. And if you do, like if you do, if you're just lucky off the rip, bro, it's very quick until things fall apart, bro. Because you have to become the person that knows how to
Right.
maintain it and knows how to keep it, right? Because what's the point of gaining it if you lose it all, right? You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
Last question, and then we're gonna do a lightning round. I know you've talked about this, but like try to give it to me just in like a straightforward step-by-step process in a short way if you can. Let's say someone's asking you, how do I turn my fitness business into a $10,000 a month business? What would
Okay.
you tell them?
How do you turn your fitness business into a $10,000 a month business?
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, like I was saying, if you don't put yourself out there, you're invisible. If nobody sees you, nobody's gonna buy from you. Number one thing is put yourself out there. When you are putting yourself out there, you have to be as motivating, entertaining, and as valuable as possible. If people don't feel like they're getting value from you, they're not gonna buy from you, right? The reason why people buy is because they feel like they're getting value from you and they feel like they're influenced from you, right? So that's number two. Number three, obviously, you need to have the sales skills. You need to learn how to close, learn how to, warm people up in the DM, stuff like that, book calls, etc. But that's all the technical stuff. The main thing is to be all in, bro. Don't start if you're not gonna be like all in. That's the number one thing for me. I invested the last $1,000 I had in my bank account just to go all in with coaching. If I didn't do that, if I was like half in, I'm like, I can give you $100. It wouldn't have worked out, bro. Number one thing is be all in. And that's the number one thing that's going to pay your success. But actually, for the people that are watching, if they do want to learn how to scale their online coaching business, they can actually reach out to me on Instagram at _one and only Danny. And we can book a free strategy call where we can go over exactly how you can get to your first 10K a month as an online fitness coach.
Beautiful. All right, we're gonna wrap it up with some fire off questions. Best purchase under $200 that had the biggest impact on your business.
That's difficult. I'm just thinking about the technical stuff like tripods, mics, lights.
Nice.
You know,
Worst money you spent this year?
worst money? Probably just like on too much food. I don't know, fast food.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Do you have a piece of content that unexpectedly went a little viral or got the most views?
Yeah, it was something so simple and it took such like small effort. It was a video of me doing pull-ups and I was like, if you can't do at least 10 pull-ups in a row, that should scare you. And it just got attention. It got like over 10K views. And it was
really?
Like, yeah, I was like, what the hell?
TikTok or IG?
IG. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The most underrated tool or software you use daily?
Most underrated tool or software. I definitely have one. I'm trying to think. I would say Discord.
Oh, nice. Discord. Fire.
Yeah.
Most overrated business expense?
Overrated business expense? Oh, that's a tough one. I don't know if anything's overrated for business expense, bro.
Okay.
Yeah.
A book that has changed your life?
Oh my gosh, a book that changed my life, bro, is Power of Awareness. Yeah, I don't know if you've read that. It's by Naveal. It's basically talking about, not really law of attraction, but it's like you need to believe you're already that person before it happens, right? You need to believe that everything is yours before you have it. It's a very big like self-belief manifestation type of book. Definitely changed my life, bro.
All right, last question.
Yeah.
We'll do two parts.
Okay.
What's a green flag in a potential client and a red flag in a potential client?
A green client is somebody who's obviously already disciplined in the gym. They have their life together. They work. They have jobs. A red flag, someone who's just constantly super obsessed with the new movie or the new video games that came out or Lil Baby's new fit on Instagram. They're reposting it on their story. That's a red flag. You already know they don't even care about anything except so yeah, bro. That's definitely red flags. Yeah.
All right, Danny,
Yeah.
I really appreciate you coming on.
Oh yeah, thank you so much. Yeah.
Danny, 22-year-old, 22, right?
21.
21. Danny, the 21-year-old,
Yeah.
online fitness influencer.
Yeah.
You better check him out.
Yeah.
He's the real deal. I know this kid. He's blood, actually.
Yeah.
He believes in a higher power. He believes in all the good things in this world.
Yeah.
I've never seen him do anybody wrong in my whole entire life. He comes from a great family. And everybody, please check him out. Thank you for coming on.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it.